points, and then you've got plenty of damage on the rest of your other cores to just make it work. But I could see very well a situation where Voxy tries to Timber Chain into a fight, and he finds himself meeting his maker courtesy of a Coddle, right? So, or a Sand King, for example. Yeah, so that is a little concerning. I do,
especially if Shin Q goes for the Dagon build again. Like I'm telling you, if he plays it like he was playing in, I think it was Dota Pit, he was running that build. It's just easy death for Timber, and Coddle 4 also farms fast. We've all been so, I guess, spoiled with all the Coddle mids, but Coddle 4 farms pretty fast as well for a 4.
Alright guys, I know we probably lost this game, but we can still do this.
You just don't go for the 3 nulls beforehand or the 4 or 5 nulls beforehand, however many you want.
And probably the BOTs as well on the position for Coddle.
Yeah, you just rush that Dagon.
Alright guys,
I'm more sold on the LGD draft, but I don't think it's a bad draft by Liquid. I see where they're coming from, and it does suit their style. So positive points for Liquid's draft is good lanes, good early tempo, which is they love, great kill potential for like early pickoffs. Even if they lack once it gets in team fights, it's fine because they have heroes that snowball easily. So the idea of Liquid's draft is I'm gonna get a bunch of pickoffs early and do decently in my lanes, and then once we fight 5-on-5, we'll have item superiority. So who cares if we have worse team fight? I think the strategy is solid, even if I don't like it as much as LGDs.
Like Liquid, to this point, right? They hunt real well, right? For pickoffs, it's no last patch, you know, Nyx into Hoodwink, or Hoodwink basically +1 more nuke. But Nyx to set up vision. I mean, Ame is a very safe farmer on the TB especially, but I could definitely see him getting caught out here just because of how mobile and how surprising Liquid could be. For now, though, Liquid actually, they look like they might be in for a bit of trouble, as Taiga is going to be caught. He does have Impale, and he'll find it onto 3 heroes. That should get him out of this one. There's going to be only, of course, the Astral Spirit. They'll even hit him with a little bit of the Eliminate damage on the way out. Liquid, though, finding 3 runes, as it was going to be Mikke winning this 1v1 on the click-off versus Faith Beyond. Sania, yeah, just being a bit cheeky here. He's got Brain Sap, so he knows that he can trade versus Faith Beyond if he needs to, or just hit him with a couple of right clicks on the way out. Boots
Let's
first
see if
for Insania as well.
Get the lanes to a good start. If they can, I think they're in actually a decent position to take over this game. Because then we'll have to see LGD going for special tactics to deal with this. Coddle. EU charging that. Eliminate.
No! Decent damage as Shinkizu's going to have to trade versus the Bane. Always a losing trade usually. Especially because, what did they buff? Didn't they buff the mana cost? They did buff the mana cost just a little bit, but it goes a long way in the laning stage. 20 less mana, especially for an ability you spam a bit. Like, doing decently here in this mid lane versus the Pangolier. Decent one for the Pango, as you've highlighted, and a bit of skirmishing courtesy of Y down bottom, yeah, especially with the first point in Astral Spirit. He's really starting to chunk Taiga and Boxy alike.
This bottom lane, because of the ET, I guess it's okay for the TB, or it's good enough for the TB. I don't think Boxy is gonna lose once he gets enough levels. He'll be fine, right? But at least in the early levels, you get a okay matchup for Ame. Ame, who also, by the way, because of the Metamorphosis nerfs, should be much weaker in the lane and shouldn't be able to bully a Timbersaw like he used to. I think it's 4-second duration less at every level, which is honestly kind of considerable.
Yeah, it's like 2 or 3 auto, well, a little bit more actually. It's like 8 auto attacks or something like that for a TB. And yeah, that adds up very quickly, especially in the lane when you really need every second you can get to just secure creep waves. Timber as well, you know, had his fair share of nerfs, didn't he? I guess going to be fine. Basically, a TD rune for ET. What a hero.
Who got his first share of nerfs?
Timber.
Oh, Timber. Yeah, Timber's mostly to the damage. I don't think it's that major, to be honest. As some people looking at the patch and asking, like, well, Timber's not going to be played anymore. Is Timber still the tankiest hero? Yep. So who cares?
That's fair. I would say, though... Oh, Insania might just drop for first blood top lane, but no. Good block save by Mikke.
He's just not god like he was before, right? Now he's more balanced, but he's definitely still very playable in the right drafts. I just question if this is the perfect draft for him. I think it's just okay.
I do like the change overall, though, right? I think this change is not so much Ice Frog saying stop playing this hero, but it's more of Ice Frog saying, hey, if you're going to pick Timber into a difficult lane, you shouldn't be able to kill people by also taking Timber Chain. Whirling Death is what you use to kill. And I think that's fair.
I agree with that because that was also the case where you're like, oh, Luna beats Timber, and then Timber's like, what if I just take Timber chain?
Yeah,
Luna doesn't beat Timber. Timber
exactly.
beats Luna.
And that to me was like, really, you know?
Yeah.
So it's fair points. But yeah,
that was also partially because the fours that we picked up, especially the Lion, right, really enabled Timber's own potential.
They might just.
And the Penguin?
Yeah, he's in trouble.
Dead. But just gets a last hit. There we go. The rotation was good there by Taiga. And one Liquid. The early game is their element.
Yeah, that was. He was just, I mean, still on the Bangalore. I didn't see actually the first 8th Remnant for a second, but it was just in a really awkward spot for him. Couldn't avoid it. And when the Nyx Assassin came, a gank in, he had really nowhere to go. Koikva had set that one up with such, with so much time in advance. He had a second 8th Remnant also ready. So that was a really nice catch on the Pangolier. Great gank.
There's a situation where even though I think Penguin does still win this matchup, the issue of course being that you have a mid laner versus a coach who used to play offlane. Right? There is going to be a bit of skill differential, at least in the lane. And again, not playing to Shalba, he's playing well, but it's normal for a guy who usually plays that position to be slightly better than you and getting a bit of an edge. Not too much, but a bit of an edge.
Just a bit. Yeah, I think that's fair. They're going to look for a kill, by the way, top lane here onto Jin Q. Well, maybe not. Just a little nightmare. Insania instead. They're just going to have to continue walking away. More space for Mickey to continue building his CS lead. 26-2. Not many denies, but not really being bothered too much here by the Coddle. Whether it's a matchup support versus safe lane or mid laner versus mid laner, TA, one of the better heroes again to deal with the Coddle harassment.
And that's why Mickey has been able to have a really good early game as Faith Beyond. On we go, Mickey in the Sandstorm. Good body block there. They do drop a sentry so they can see Faith, but that's not going to be enough to kill him. However, the rotation from Taiga might turn this around. As he's still in his Sandstorm, Taiga walks in. He has Mango to the Spike Carpus. There's the stun. Faith trying to get away with the Burst Strike. One last hit for the Bane. That's going to be enough. They get the kill on the enemy offlaner, Liquid. Up to a decent start in these lanes.
Yeah, really good stuff. For now, LGD and Liquid alike are totally fine having this bottom lane be a 1v1, as Y is kind of lingering over into the mid lane. Doesn't want to take too much XP, though, from the coach. So instead, Koikva, doesn't quite catch him there on that 8th Remnant. It's going to allow Xiaoba to live for now. Okay, he's fine, he's fine. So far, so good, though, I would say, for Liquid. They're going to be pretty happy with this result, as, of course, they do like to draft themselves some strong lanes. They might be even happier if they can get another kill here onto the mid lane Pangolier, as they use Swashbuckle aggressively. Good Echo Stomp there. They've woken him up, though, with a shield crash, but it's also given him 32% damage resist, so he will be fine.
Okay. Shin-Q, though, chasing after Koikva. They missed the Impale. Is the Illuminate going to hit? Yes, it will. Koikva has been killed. He is gonna not be actually, he's gonna survive. The Shin-Q's not gonna get the kill. There's no follow-up, unfortunately, no stuns, but at least it hits, so that's a win in itself as Cardinal and goes down bottom to defend. The Sanking up top continues to push this lane. Usually Sanking not very good at being on the offensive, so the Timbersaw will instead try to do that and also kill Shin-Q in the process. Can he do so? Chuck him in 1 second. Shin-Q has slowed down with a Solar Bind with Boxy. Actually, out of mana and no Soul Ring yet, which means he can't continue this aggression. Shin-Q will get out of this one alive. He knows he also has maxed Illuminate anyway, or maxed Illuminate 3 points at least. So he can continue to de-push this lane, and Timbersaw won't be able to get the free tower. Instead, in the top lane, they kill off Faith Beyond with a nice rotation from the Earth.
Yeah, that one looked pretty good there as they continue to defend top lane. Mid lane, we might skirmish a bit as Liquid have a pretty aggressive ward over the triangle. Y's a bit too fast, though, with the Astral Spear buff and the brown boots. So Liquid would have to look elsewhere, for a kill.
Finds the ET. And there's the help from Shalva. Going for Mickey. We do have the Rolling Thunder. And Mickey trying to run, staying near the cliff so he can be pushed up one, but he's not. He's instead in the pinball zone, and they're going to take advantage of this. Epicenter even committed for this. Together with the stomp, Happy will kill off Mickey as Koikva trying to finish off Faith Beyond. The Director as well, running for his life. He's not fast enough. Bane will get the last hit. Try to give it to Koikva instead. Won't be able to, but they did get 2 kills off for this, so LGD very happy with this engagement.
Yeah, very happy indeed. They get a kill onto the safe lane TA, especially here onto the mid Pango. He does end up falling for that one. Quakeva with a very nicely timed disseminate as well to avoid a lot of that swashbuckle damage. And with Orb of Corrosion online as well for the Pangolier and level 3 swashbuckle, not to mention, it's a lot of damage he actually avoids. This is a lot of space though for Ame, who's kind of just farmed the enemy triangle. Now with his level 2 metamorphosis, Conjure Image is already maxed, and of course with a Coddle, that means the illusion spam and the ghost pushing is just about to begin. Jin Q, speaking of D-pushing, going for the 1 null talisman here. Already has one available. Is going to continue and push Boxy away from just taking this tower for free, as they will find Insania in his own jungle. Looking to try and contest a stolen stack, but Faith Beyond is going to end up with most of those last hits.
The Bane dies there. I don't think it's that big a deal because I think Liquid was hoping to get much more on this early. I see a kill up top as well. Okay, at least they kill Y.
Faith Beyond stealing stacks though. This is the second stack he's now stolen.
Jabba. Okay, they have... No, they don't have script. Never mind. Brain sapper. Get out of here, Pango. I will eat your brains.
Yeah, well, there's...
Well, he did. He's scared. He trained for many years to be a good coach. What if he loses intelligence now? What is Quake? Oh my god, Quake trying to go for the surprise sneak kill there.
They're hunting the Coddle down bottom, by the way. Jin Q. I think they should have him dead to rights here. Oh, Taiga. Very eager. Oh, actually did not get the Spike Carapace off there in time. So Jin Q is going to be allowed to live, and he clears the wave. So Box is going to have to go and find another creep wave to help him push down this tier 1 tower.
Okay. Quick, still a good lead for LGD, but they haven't been able to take too much towers, so Liquid could still try to take some map control. We haven't seen the TA come online, and I think for the Timbersaw, it's a win in itself that the Coddle has managed to stop Boxy from pushing this hard, to be honest. They've actually given enough time for TB to actually go rotate top, and him put the push that Sanking can't, because Sanking is more of a defensive offlaner rather than an offensive one. I think Boxy, maybe this is finally the moment where he actually takes this down.
Yep, looks like it. The Coddle not too close by.
Hitting it. That's how you know how desperate he is. He's like, please go down. The Coddle's finally gone.
He's coming back.
As well.
Yeah, he's coming back. He has 2 null talismans already. Someone tell this guy he's not a mid laner. Jin Q, he's farming not quite like a position 5 would. There's the 3rd null talisman, along with the Tranquils. So that should be his last one before he goes for the Dagon. But he'll continue farming that one at a very nice pace. And speaking of farming, Faith Beyond as well, especially after stealing 2 stacks, finds himself with a very healthy amount of farm. In fact, even beating his coach. So that is, well, not anymore after he clears the mid wave. But he's really close to the Blink Dagger is the point I was going to make. 150 gold away. If they can find a kill off of this smoke, they would have that Blink instantly. Boxy's going to be a bit of a hard target, especially with only level 2 Burrow Strike, but we'll see what they can get done.
Dire's middle tower.
Boxy discovers so many TPs going for him. It's set up, they start the Blinding Light to send him back. In fact, into the epicenter he goes. And even committing the Earth Splitter because they wanted to make sure that Boxy died here. Metamorphosis in case Quakeva had any crazy ideas, and Quakeva almost got caught in the pitfall zone, but just a bit too late, or a bit too early, I guess, it makes him late there.
Yep. Good stuff. Good stuff from PSG.LGD. They'll defend their top tower. They do bring all 5 heroes on over for that, but they also simultaneously not only defend the tower, but they defend Ame, who's continuing to farm stacks. And, well, you know, a new patch, sure, but same TV, as he's got the Dragonlance completed, heading next into the Yasha. So he's going to continue farming. It's the same TV we all know and love. But first, Vendetta from Taiga. Well, it'll get him a DD rune at least. No, Faith Beyond's actually going to be able to stun him and put it into his bottle before the next assassin can get his many, many claws on it. Oxy finds himself slept here, as Ame just farms a couple of creeps around the sleeping Timbersaw. Careful though, Taiga's nearby. There's the sentry to scout him, as there's a nice stun. Ame though, yeah, he's gonna go ahead and just use the Sunder preemptively onto Taiga, and that'll stop Liquid from looking for the kill.
Tower is under attack.
Okay, lead trying to turn into 2K1 with a Boxy kill. I know. Yeah, time to let him go. He did max he was maxing the shield crash, but decided to end up going for the swashbuckle. He's gonna go for what he always does, by the way, which is I'm playing offlane from the mid lane. I'm gonna be another space creator. No Maelstrom or any shenanigans, just Blink Dagger straight up.
Blink Yules was always the the Chinese way of building a Pangolier in the off lane specifically, just going for that max lockdown and utility. So we'll see if Jawa decides to go for that build as well here, despite playing the mid lane. Well, standing in for the mid lane, right? Doing a good job so far, though, keeping up in terms of his farm. And speaking of farm, no one really no one farming quite like Mikke is, except for really the TP. And I think that's why PSG.LGD have put so many resources, so much time of their heroes to make sure that they defend this top tier 1 tower, just making sure that TB can farm as much as possible. But now they will go for an excursion into the enemy triangle. They're going to miss the stun, and that means Mikke, although he does take half damage from the Earth Splitter, is going to be fine for now. Mikke just gets Y killed off as Boxy looking for any backliners. This Coddle, Jin Q, he's not going anywhere. Blinding Light's going to hit, but it's going to miss Koikva. It's down bottom. Faith Beyond continue to be chased down. They missed the Timber Chain, so he's going to be able to blink away and TP on home. But a very costly expedition, that one, as Liquid defend the TA.
Yep. And the fact that TB somewhat joined as well, not ideal, right? Because you kind of lost a lot of farming time, so you can't even say that's created space for you.
Is under attack.
For why do we not really making it there? I feel like you don't really want to give these chances to Liquid to come back, because they will hold on to whatever you give them and really break the efficiency off it. Like, this is a team that is known for their early game. They are meant to snowball now. They haven't accomplished it, but they're still looking for that opportunity to snowball. So even though these are just support kills, you have to continue to put the pressure onto Liquid so they fall apart. Otherwise, they will just regain what they lost early.
Here you go, Liquid.
Especially now that Mikke is online.
They're smoking up now, looking to try and nip PSG.LGD in the butt, and they will be successful here, Avo.
Top tower is under attack.
Looks like Pangolier, wow, they even go so far as to commit the Fiend's Grip, I believe, first Fiend's Grip of the game for him. They also stun up Y with the Astral Spirits. Koikva, though, they might make a jump onto him with the Solar Vine now out. Faith Beyond gonna go for the Epicenter play. He's canceled it, though. That did force out the Dissemblate from Koikva. Stop here is gonna find Insania. Faith Beyond with another Blink and Burrow Strike in 2 seconds. Hold off on initiating, though. Hand goes back in 10. Faith Beyond. This time he actually let the ultimate go. Taiga right underneath the Sentry, saved momentarily here by the Nightmare. Does manage to get off the stun thanks to the Spike Carapace, but he's cleaned up by Jin Q. As now the rest of LGD continue to look for kills. Koikva a little bit too elusive, though, with the Astral Step. Is going to be able to escape. And with Ame presence and popping that level 4 Metamorphosis, Liquid not too eager to join this fight.
Meanwhile, Boxy's trying once again to push this down mid. We have the coach trying to defend it. Come, team, come! And in fact, they all do. He charges the Rolling Thunder, Burrow Strike as well.
Quick's out of mana.
Trying the poor Void Spray, not a mana. Quick was going to die. This is what happens when your captain or your coach is mid. You cannot disobey his rules. He is never wrong. He is the one leading this charge, and that's exactly what they'll do as they push mid. The right call as well here, honestly. Barney jokes he might make another Burrow Strike with Rolling Thunder. Earth Splitter though. And it could be Ame in trouble. No, Thunder just in time. Now with that stomp, they need something to follow up. They don't have it. Just an Illuminate, which actually will kill off the Nyx Assassin, but not enough to finish off Mikke. In fact, Y might die as well. Avoid the Chakra. Y too strong. Mikke falls in the back lines. Koikva buys back as he needs to fight this. They can't let them get away with this. They haven't lost a single hero. And finally, Faith Beyond will die. And this is for Insania, though, who saves himself from the illusions, but not from the stomp. And that's going to be PSG.LGD taking down, what, 4 in total, because they even forced the buyback there. And losing an offlaner.
Yeah.
The fact that Y is alive there is criminal for LGD.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, Boxy getting juked a little. I mean, it's hard to hit it onto very fast heroes, and ET with the Astral Spirit buff especially quite fast, thanks to the Tranquils as well as the Windlay. So yeah, he was out of there, just barely able to escape. Really nice fight from PSG.LGD. As you say, that was the perfect call for them to make. I think there's a reason, right, why Jabba's their coach. He goes, guys, come mid. We can defend the tower. We can also push with whatever we have left of meta. If we fight them, we're very strong. And, well,
I don't think...
would you look at that? It's exactly what happened.
I don't think that's how the reasoning works. From what I heard before I got signed animated, the coaches in China tend to have much more authority than that. So it's more like, mid now! Okay, sure. Yep. He's taking out the, you know that thing they always see that is like something to hit people on the head with? Like it's made out of paper. It's like a fan or something. Anyway, they're gonna find the TA here. We do have the Metamorphosis. Mikke It's slowly dying. Faith Beyond judging the epicenter. We end up Blink Dagger. We still have Sunder, however, on Ame, so he should be fine. However, the sinking will not be. Top of the Fiend's been killed off. That stun doesn't come out in time. Another pinball zone for Koifa, and that's the time up for him now. As Swashbuckle also catches Insania. He's going to fall. Taiga has Spike Carpus, so if anything, that's going to hurt Coddle, yep. However, getting the kill, I think, on Koifa is worth any sort of commitment there. Careful, Boxy, before Ame also decides to kill you.
Yeah, a little bit unlucky there for Liquid, but again, PSG.LGD, they just playing very nicely around the cooldowns, which of course reduced greatly thanks to this Coddle. Xingqiu just falling around Dame, making sure to spam Chakra Magic on him to make sure that he's able to pop meta as much as he has been able to. With SNY and Dragonlance now, he is very active in these early skirmishes, and I don't think Liquid are quite ready for fighting versus the TB yet.
Center charge, and it just goes straight for Boxy. The Earth Splitter on top of this, and they just catch Taiga by accident here. Spike Carpus, though, to return some of that damage. Faith, this time he might have gone a bit too far. Shoba misses the Swashbuckle. It's fine. He falls on Taiga. Another Spike Carpus. Is he going to commit for this? He still has the Haste Rune. Falling Thunder in 3, but there's no TP this time. There's no meta anyway, so he shouldn't be here. This is one of those plays where you make it, you go, can we get away with this? And the moment you realize that you're not getting that kill, just back out. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Liquid, by the way, decided to put a Tinker Ward down bottom next to the tier 2 tower, because the reason I moved my camera here to show you the ghost pushing is this is exactly what happens. Like, I don't think there's really ever a scenario where LGD are farming under that ward as they're going to find Insania top lane. So, yeah, he's going to Nightmare up the Coddle, but he's still going to die to the Illuminate Blast regardless.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah. I mean, that's kind of insane as well, this game. Even though there's not easy ways of stunning him. Oh, as I say that, there's the only easy way they have of stunning him, and they're going to use it on Meke, who is now stuck. They don't have the last bump yet, so he should be able to get away for a second before the stomp hits, and he dies again.
Okay, that's a major death for him there. 13 to 10 now, 20 minutes in. Jabba's been sitting on enough money for the shard for a while, and he's actually bought a Basher. I was wondering if he was going to go straight Yules or if he was just going to save the money, but he had like 3,000 gold and with just the Aghanim shard queued up, so he has decided to go into the Basher. So a little bit more utility then, a little bit more of a carry build, sorry, on this Pangolier. And my goodness, Xingqiu, man, he can really farm on this Coddle. He's out farming his offlane Sand King, by the way, as he's finished up the Ag Scepter right at 20 minutes.
No, not bad at all. And do you have any good ways of breaking this Will-O-Wisp? Probably not, actually, because TA is not a hero that you want to, sit and hit things. Neither does Void Spirit. I guess Timbersaw.
Yeah, but then he can't throw Chakram, right?
No, I know. I'm joking.
Yeah. Oh.
It's up to the Bane, the Nyx, and the Timbersaw. If they all combine their might and they all hit the Wisp at the same time, they might be able to break it before it completes.
Alright, they do have themselves a smoke gank coming mid lane now from LGD. There's going to be the Ag Scepter reveal. Timberchain, though, still pulls Boxy on through, and that's going to be a miss on the ultimate. But Koifa taken down before we get the Dissimulate off his Faith Beyond, just jumping the backliners. Koifa taken out of the fight as Zhao 8 stopping anyone from leaving now as they find a stun now onto Boxy. Timberchain ready to go. Zhao then finishing off the Bane means there's no threat of the Fiend's grip. Xingqiu looking for more. But without the ultimate, he's not going to have the amount of lockdown he needs. Ame again showing up to fight, and probably now even pushing for this tier 2 tower mid lane. And Liquid, without their mid lane and without their Bane, are going to have to watch it crumble.
Radiant structures are fortified.
The tower will fall to the TB eventually. The fact that you can actually push the mid tier 2 earliest, usually you go for the side lanes, right? Because they're easiest to push. There's not much they can't really contest to. Particularly top is the easiest one, especially if you're playing Radiant. But this time they're given so much leeway, they feel like they can go for the most valuable objectives as opposed to the safest ones. They really haven't felt, like Liquid haven't felt in control of the game at any moment, unfortunately. And I don't think their draft is supposed to be in that position.
Well, what did you say earlier about Liquid's draft, right? You just have to keep winning, I believe, or was that the Tundra game? Oh, hold on. Okay.
He almost did that as well. Burst, right? Tried to use a roll-up to stun them. Instead, he's going to get stunned. Will-O-Wisp in the middle, but he's already dead. Quick, what do we do now? Our coach is dead. He can't talk anymore. Faith Beyond is gonna burrow strike away. They do hit him with the Ether Moment though, so Fate might still die here. One last burrow strike. The stomp on top of this. Okay, no TB needed for this fight, so at least a bit of space created for him, and they get it away somewhat. If they lose Roach though, this would be pretty big for Liquid.
Yeah, it's difficult though. I mean, Coddle actually is great at Roach control, but so is the ET. Got a lot of great Roach control. The Director's still dead for 15 seconds, and you know, unfortunately, I find, at least in my experience, that dead heroes usually talk the most. And I assume LGD getting a bit of the Director's commentary themselves now. It's a beautiful stun on the 2 from Fate Beyond. Quick but dead immediately, caught by the Will-O-Wisp and the Burrow Strike. Down he will go. This stun to follow up is going to pull Mickey back in as it swoops up for the kill onto Insania. Mickey popping the BKB, trying to fight as Ame has Metamorphosis. He's not even going to need it for the kill though onto the safe lane TA. There's the stun to find Boxy, and it's going to be a full team wipe here as Liquid try and get through Roshan, but are immediately punished by LGD.
Dire's bottom tower.
Well, that was a good attempt. That was an attempt at a shot. That was Liquid going, we need to do something right now, and the game gets out of hand, and it did something which helped the game get out of hand instead. I understand the desperation behind this attempt, because Ame rotated appropriately, and also because the team fight in LG is just much more superior. It didn't seem like Liquid really stood a chance there. Honestly, that attempt to go into the high ground was so crazy to begin with.
Yeah, it really was.
I mean, I don't know if staying in Roshan was better, if I'm honest with you, but I don't know. I don't think high ground was the right choice.
These choke points, actually, I was looking around the map because there were a couple iterations of maps in Dota 2. I don't remember the patch numbers exactly, but usually there's 1 or 2 really, really bad choke points in Dota 2 maps on each side, right? So we're looking at this choke point specifically for the Dire Staircase, where you have to go up 2 cliffs, and then this one as well here. Both secret shops actually have terrible positioning if you're going to be pushing up high ground, because enemies can be waiting here on the high ground. There's a ward spot right here. There's a tier 1 tower to rotate to. It's a bad spot to be pushing if you don't have vision, or if you don't, you know, have the total confidence in items of BKBs and whatnot. Very surprised to see Liquid push up like that, especially when they know that Jin-Q has Ags already. But there's so much AoE control. I agree, right? I don't know if I'd necessarily wanted to be fighting around Roche either with all this AoE, but those spots are so bad to fight into if you don't have vision.
You ever question why now the games are going around farming nations and the whole idea of whoever farms ancient fastest wins? That's why. Because honestly, going and being aggressive towards the enemy triangle, regardless if it's dire or rated, it's just really difficult. These choke points are harder, these ward spots are stronger. It leads to this kind of playstyle. It's this or Zoo, really. It's just kind of, there's no in between, really.
Hit beyond. With the shard, he's going to find Taiga here, who gets bashed up, put to bed, and sent back to the fountain. Really good reactions there by Faith Beyond to recognize that this shard not only triggers when there are enemies nearby, I guess as well if they're invisible. Today I learned. I didn't know that.
Yeah, I thought it wouldn't trigger if you didn't know the enemy was there, but I guess.
Top tower is under attack.
I mean, this shard now has a utility I never really thought of, huh? That's amazing.
Couldn't get the Spike Carapace off in time either, because I mean, I don't even know, to be honest, if Taiga was expecting that.
The shard was considered crap. Jenkins made that one video and everyone's like, alright, who's gonna buy the shard? Well, Jenkins was wrong. So.
He was.
They're pushing down bottom with just the TP, it seems like, not just the illusions. And that's gonna take the tower, actually. TP was just there in the beginning.
Liquid trying to set a trap up top lane. They have Insania nearby. Here comes the Sand King, though. Xiaoba, the only one showing for now, but LGD, they know. They know that there are more heroes here that meets the eye. And Liquid, yeah, they want nothing to do with this. They will be backing up. Insania's sticking around still. He has a TP scroll. In fact, he's got 4 of them. No shortage of them to use. But with himself here, I don't think we're going to see any Bane solo kills here anytime soon. Who just bought a Shadow? Who bought a Silver Edge? Who was that?
It must have been the TA?
TP bought a Silver Edge.
Oh. Can I say it?
Yeah.
The Ecto
You're right, actually, it is.
Yeah. Yes, it is.
You're actually...
The Ecto was just 16 metas too early. That's the reality. No, actually, well, Fate Beyond, catch up to the mix.
They got Koipa.
Easy, Shabbat turns around, and they can't kill the Void Spirit just yet. Yolkster will save him. They're charging up to the epicenter. Fate Beyond decides against it. Again, considering initiation.
Okay, he's getting junked.
They don't want to go too far in. The TV's doing too much damage. Now they're finally FB. Mickey is dead as Taiga also falls together with Boxy. Liquid tried their best to keep the enemy team from running them down, but it's impossible. The GG is called as Koipa dies. Liquid, sorry, LGD will take game number 1.
Yeah. Xiaoba stealing the rampage from Ame. Says, know your place.